see, this is a very multifunctional University of Twente t-shirt. Okay, this is going to be very exciting. Seat for Monica, seat for Kars. They've never met, so I hope there's a connection. Okay, I gotta go because Monica can step in anytime.
My name is Mónica Morales Macis. I am Associate Professor at the University of Twente in the Faculty of Science and Technology. And I have been here for 3 years, and I'm originally from Costa Rica.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
Good morning.
You can come in.
My name is Kars Otten. I'm a PhD student at the University of Twente. I work at the BMS faculty for 1.5 years now. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
I need my guests to keep talking at the table, so I've got these personal items. You don't want a sudden death down there, so I pop up, drop in these items, and they keep talking. Mark my words. Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Hi, I'm Eddy.
Hi.
Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you.
Scientific stuff. This is yours, I take it.
Yes, that's
All
my...
right. Good. Enjoy.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is one of my work objects. You might have heard about silicon solar cells.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's say the solar panels you see now in many houses. When you go, around or in the field, you see a lot of these big installations of solar panels. But to get to do those panels, we need to first do some research in the lab, which is smaller. So you can see this small square that looks blue. Then this should be upscaled to make a big panel. And you see the color blue maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
And you might see it also in the solar panels in the field. This is an example of one of the things we do in my group.
Hi, my name is Christoph Yunus. I'm from Cape Town in South Africa. I'm 29 years old. And I am a postdoctoral fellow at the Surgical Robotics Lab at the University of Twente.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My name is Carmen Anthony. I'm an assistant professor in geohealth at ITC at the University of Twente, and I've worked here for about a year now on aspects related to water, sanitation, hygiene, and health.
I'm Christoph.
I'm Carmen. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Carmen.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I've never been on a blind date.
No, never before. Yeah, this is the first time sitting down with someone that I've never met even before that day.
This is work related. I hope all your intestines are still in here, because it looks a bit creepy.
It's not based on me, otherwise I would have been very sick. Thanks, Eddy.
I should have brought the toilet paper.
This is, we collaborate with a group called 3D Medical Support, and they 3D print structures that resemble organs and vasculature inside the body. Now, and it's quite flexible. You can if you touch it, you can see.
So this has not been in anyone or any.
No. This in fact, this is not. This is merely a representation of an aorta that has an aneurysm. This may cause a lot of diseases because if this bursts eventually, then you get internal bleeding.
Here I am again. Another topic to talk about probably. Looks like very small pieces of art, but I think this has to do with your profession, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You could
take it away.
You could see it as art. I think it's about virtual nature, so computer animated nature.
Okay.
And this is just one of the examples I've used in a previous study. What we hope to find is to test different types of nature, different characteristics. Because you can see here, it's completely flat, just a few trees. So not much to see actually. But here, we can show a different example. Then you already have water around and more trees. So the road, the small pavement is just that you see here. In the end, I can go upscale it even further, and then you have something like this. And then, so a lot of trees, also a road and a bench for sitting.
It is not flat anymore. I was showing that we are doing these solar panels. We make materials to make solar panels better, for example. But we always use these small, like, let's say, blue or black colors. And on his side, he was showing pictures of how they make computer-based landscapes. And I think this kind of connection to see how social sciences is actually using technology to see the reaction of people is something we can also use to make technology that people accept and feel more comfortable to use them, to put them in their house, to adopt them mainly. So I think that's a very nice case.
So I mentioned already that I work in all these places all over the world, and one thing is trying to use geodata or trying to understand the global picture or the global health picture of why a community in a certain area is suffering from whatever health challenge it may be. But a big part of my work is, as I mentioned, community-based research. So I really spend most of my time just sitting with people, interviewing them with some semi-structured interview guide, or having focus group discussions in order to really get to their perspective and to their understanding of what exactly they are suffering from and why this is a challenge, and also how this can be solved. Because also, as I mentioned before, I try to help address the Sustainable Development Goal number 6, so water sanitation for all. But sometimes what's on political agendas or what politicians do is absolutely disconnected from what communities are facing. So I try to use this to capture their perspectives and then try to bridge also this science policy gap.
I mean, we need to look a bit more into how we can really collaborate, but I think we already identified some things where we can work together. So my more community perspective or user or target population or healthcare provider perspective, and his more technical perspective, I think we can find good ways on bridging those. And I think that's also what he mentioned, what he needs in his work too.
Thank you very much for attending here in this restaurant. Actually, you guys have been doing so well, and talking so much that usually this restaurant's been closed by now.
Oh wow.
But my advice is, do give a follow-up on this date, exchange phone numbers, because I think there's a lot more to discover and to explore with the two of you.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Can we take the sweets home?
I have my bag here, I'll just pack
That's just what I wanted to say. Just, take the sweets, eat a little more, have a little sip, and thank you very much for attending.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers.